I am so excited for this video. I really think you guys are gonna like it and find it valuable.
Getting your binge eating under control, instead of burning fat for fuel, it's holding on to fat. And on the 15th day, I don't know what happened. When you hear these voices coming up, negative voices, oh, I look fat, oh, I should restrict right now, oh, I feel like I want to binge. 92% of the thoughts that you have today are the same as the thoughts you had yesterday. You are here for a reason. If you have ever or are currently struggling with your relationship with food or binge eating, then you are in the right place. Because in this video, we are going to dive into some powerful mindset tips that have the power to help you fast track your progress into getting your binge eating under control and healing your relationship with food. For the best body image, self-love, and positive mental health tips, subscribe to my channel because every Tuesday and every Friday, we dive deep into the harder topics to talk about surrounding eating disorders and childhood traumas and really unlocking the pain that is inside of you to use it as your power and create your own truest form of happiness. So consider joining my little family here on YouTube. And with that being said, here are the tips that if you apply them and if you commit to being consistent with applying these tips, they will work for you. You are here for a reason. Now is the time to put into practice positive rituals, positive things that are going to help you over the long term heal your relationship with food. So for a little bit of information on binge eating disorder. Binge eating disorder is the #1 eating disorder in the United States that affects 3.2% of adult women, 2% of men, and 1.6% of teenagers, according to the National Institute of Diabetes. And binge eating is defined by eating a large amount of food in a short window of time with a feeling that you can't control what or how much that you're eating. Now, I know some of you out there can relate to this feeling or have experienced this before. And if you are that person, my heart goes out to you. I have been there. And anybody who's experienced that knows that it is a very hard and mentally, emotionally, physically draining cycle to try and break, even though ultimately we don't want to be going through this. It sucks, which is why I come here today to give you practices that I hope you will put into play today. Use this as that video that speaks to you louder. You are here for a reason. So number 1, the first step is to incorporate a positive mindfulness routine into your day-to-day life. Now, before you click out of the video, hear me out. Okay, binge eating is typically characterized by chaos. Chaos in your mind, uncontrollable desires to eat, high stress levels, so on and so forth. And mindfulness is defined as a mental state achieved by focusing on one's awareness on the present moment while calmly acknowledging one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations. And when you create a habit around mindfulness, you are allowing your thoughts and your mind to connect to your body and your breath. The #1 free stress reliever in the world is breath work. And breath work has the power, and I mean deep inhalations through the belly, has the power to immediately reduce your stress levels. Take advantage of this. I know it sounds foo-foo. I know we're always looking for a quick fix or the real answer, but the real answer comes from real, true, simplistic activities that we have been doing for years, for centuries. We need to get back to our roots. I remember last July, I took a 30-day yoga challenge. I've always done little bats of yoga here and there before that, but I wanted to challenge myself. So I went to an hour-long yoga class every day. And for the first 14 days, it was hard. It was hard sitting there for an hour straight, 60 minutes, stretching in the same position for a long period of time. I was like, when are we simply gonna move, sis? When can we get out of this position? But I held through. I didn't know what I was gonna get out of it, but I was excited to try. And on the 15th day, I don't know what happened. I don't know what it was about the consistency of connecting my thoughts and my bodily movements to my breath work, but I felt clear. And I can't explain it, but my mind felt clear. I felt clear. I was more able to make decisions. I got sucked into the moment of doing yoga as opposed to thinking about what I'm going to have for breakfast or what I'm doing later on. There was an aha moment that I experienced where the mindfulness just clicked for me. And that's the power of breath work, and that's the power of mindfulness. Things just start to make sense, and I can't explain it, but you will experience it too with consistent work and practice. So I encourage you to pick a form of mindfulness that you are going to commit to practice on a regular basis. Take out your Google Calendar and schedule in, color coordinate the dates that you are going to commit to practicing that practice. Every day, every other day, a couple times a week, and do it over the long haul. I promise you, you will get something out of it. If you are still with me and you are committed to taking this first step, taking this challenge, I want you to stop right now, like this video so I know that you're finding it helpful so far, and comment down below and say, I'm in, so I know who's in it with me, who's ready to use this as momentum to finally take action so we can make progress in the long term in our lives and healing our relationship with food and learning how to control binge eating forever. Let me know in the comments down below, and let's move on. Number 2, understand that skipping meals or restricting food will only be a catalyst for a later on binge. Even if it may seem glamorous up front to eat less and less and less to achieve your body goals, what you're really doing is putting your body into a state of stress, which stress can cause inflammation, which can cause a whole other host of problems. But you're putting your body into starvation mode where instead of burning fat for fuel, it's holding on to fat because it doesn't know when it's going to get fed next because you are not nourishing yourself with the appropriate amount of food. I explained this more in my last video titled, Will I Get Fat If I Stop Restricting? I'll link that above and down below, where we take a deep dive into the hormones that are in play here and why willpower is a bunch of BS, because you have biological hunger cues and hormones that are regulating how much you eat, when to stop, when to keep going. And I highly encourage you to take a look at that video after this. Again, I'll put it up above, down below, but let's continue for now. But really try to ingrain that thought and focus on stopping restricting your food and calories because you think that's a solution. I promise you it's not. The last powerful mindset tip that I have for you, and this may be the most powerful one that I've shared this video, is to listen. What? Really? That's the most powerful tip? Hear me out. Listen to the inner demons that are speaking in your head. Listen to the voices that are inside of your head. Listen to what they are saying. Listen to what they are telling you. You see, people with eating disorders or disordered eating habits often have childhood trauma or a manifestation of pain that has not been dealt with. So by controlling what they eat, they feel like they have control over a situation that really stems from a deeply rooted pain, right? You see people who are living a manifestation of their childhood trauma, and it manifests for them in anger issues, alcoholism, domestic abuse, obesity. That's how it manifests for them. But for a lot of people, it manifests in disordered eating. And that's what it did for me. And if you're watching this video, you might be in a similar boat. Maybe you're in multiple of these boats. But there's always something deeper going on that is outside of the food or outside of the way that your body looks. And you need to listen to those voices inside of your head and get to the root of it. How do I do this, Eden? How do I listen to these voices? I'm glad you asked. So here's what you do. When you hear these voices coming up, negative voices, oh, I look fat. Oh, I should restrict right now. Oh, I feel like I want to binge. Pay attention. Start to become self-aware of this voice and catch it. And when you catch it, write it down. What time did it come up? What is it saying to you? Is it telling you to restrict, to binge, that you look fat? What is it saying to you? Write it down. So when you begin to write down your answers, what you'll notice over a couple of days, a couple of weeks, however long it takes for you, you'll notice that you begin to find connections in what times these voices are coming up, what they're saying to you. Usually it's repeated of what was said yesterday and the thoughts that you're having. I believe it's something like 92% of the thoughts that you have today are the same as the thoughts you had yesterday, meaning the difference between being successful in a certain area of your life and not is changing 8% of your thoughts. It's something like 8 or 7, but you're going to notice that your thoughts are saying the same things over and over again, and then you can figure out how to navigate them from there and go about changing them. And if you want a part 2 on this topic specifically and what to do after you find these connections, what steps to take after towards changing them, let me know down below in the comment section. I read all of my comments, so I know that you want next steps for that part specifically. So let me know. Write down as much as you need to in order to figure these things out for yourself. Nobody is going to do the progress for you, but I'm so happy that now you have some powerful tools that you can take and apply immediately. And I promise you that if you commit to doing this on a regular basis, you will notice changes in your own mindset and in your own actions. And you can use this in multiple areas of your life too. Like I said, the system works. You just have to work the system. So I hope that you found this valuable. I hope that you took something from it. I'm inviting all of you guys to join my private Facebook group, Let's Get Body Lovin', to learn how to love your body from the inside out, one step at a time, one tip at a time, positive affirmations, weekly Q&As, the whole 9 yards. So join me there. I'll put the link down below. And I'm also giving you guys access to my online course, Let's Get Body Lovin', a step-by-step course to loving and accepting your body, lifetime access for $27. It's going to change to about $497, but for now it's $27 until I figure out the recording studio that I want for the professional recording is basically what I'm working on right now. But take advantage of that. So much value. You get access to me as your coach. For more tips, head to my Instagram at EdenGold_. Instagram is where I'm the most active. I love to connect with you guys there. And with that being said, I'll catch you in the next video. All right.